Just saw a clip again of this show, which is created by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, right? The longtime EPs and showrunners of Game of Thrones.
I know, yeah.
And so when they call you up and say, we got another idea, you're like, okay, right? Pretty much?
Well, I wish I was that professional at the time.
Okay.
What actually happened was I was in discussions to do another big show.
Yes.
And they were reasonably advanced. I hadn't said yes, because I wouldn't do that to anybody.
Sure.
And I got a call from DB and David, and they said, you're not going with them, you're coming with us. And I went, okay. And I hung up. Literally, that's what I did. And then when I hung up, my professional brain kicked in and went, you don't even know what the part is. You haven't even seen the scripts. It could have been a week's work.
You had no idea?
No. That's the amount of faith I have in them. And then the scripts came along and I went, oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, because you have a significant role in this.
Oh, yeah. He's, you won't miss this guy. Yeah, and he's nothing like the character I played in Game of Thrones.
Well, this show's nothing like Game of Thrones.
100%. Although, you have to be, these guys are, as we say, buggers for punishment. When they did Game of Thrones, they took on what George R. R. Martin wrote was an unfilmable series of books. That's why he wrote them. He wanted to let his imagination run.
Right.
And they didn't make it easy for themselves. And then they went on to this thing which deals with quantum entanglement, theoretical physics, and a story that starts, as I say, in the mid-60s last century and goes until the end of time. So you couldn't exactly call them resting on their laurels.
But this is based on a trilogy as well, though, correct? Is
100%,
it not?
Yeah. A very successful trilogy of science fiction books. And a lot of people, it's strange, a lot of people go, well, science fiction is not my bag. It's not what they do. If you look at Game of Thrones, that was fantasy, and a lot of people, I was one of them, would have gone, fantasy, it's not really my thing.
Wife as well. Honestly, she's not into the fantasy, the Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of, if you will, world. And I started watching Game of Thrones first and sat her down. I'm like, this is, no. Like, this is, you have to see this. Yeah. So I totally get what you're saying on that front. And then, of course, we were locked in together as a couple, and then suddenly we're at dinner parties, and suddenly we're at watch parties and things of that nature. Yeah. And so I totally understand that. But so what is this about? If what you can explain to people?
Well, it's essentially the title comes in three body. I'll try and be as quick as I can with this.
Take your time.
We have one body, the sun, and we go around the sun like this.
Yes.
A three-body problem is a theoretical physics anomaly that drives physicists mad.
Okay.
Three bodies, three suns. If you've got an Earth between three suns, it's impossible to predict the gravitational forces. And what we have on the show is a planet that is under that influence of the three-body problem, and are looking, without giving too much away, for a safe planet to, so their civilization can exist, and that's where we get into trouble.
And you get into what? The ability, you're trying to save the...
I'm saving the world, dude.
The world. Damn.
I'm in charge of saving the world. You're lucky on me. I even showed up here. I'm a busy man. A busy man.
And so where are the dragons in this?
There are no dragons. Well, they're up I think these ones are up in the sky, and they're much more trouble than just your big old dragon.
So again, this is a totally different ball of wax.
100%. 100% different.
But obviously, when you're in the hands of some brilliant television makers and producers and writers.
Yeah, don't forget Alexander Weir was in there as well, who's True Blood.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so Liam Cunningham, the man known as Sir Davos from Game of Thrones, and now as Thomas Wade in Three Body Problem, available on Netflix, right here on Roku, here on The Rich Eisen Show. Some Game of Thrones fellow alums are in this as well. John Bradley, who plays Samuel Tarly.
Jack, who plays in this, and he's hilarious in this.
Okay.
And he's really good, yeah. He's a guy who's was a brain box at Oxford University and decided to cash in his chips and start selling Jack snacks. He moved his knowledge of chemistry and whatever to the entrepreneurial world. Okay. So you'll see he's got a very lovely lifestyle.
The High Sparrow himself, the brilliant Jonathan Pryce.
Incredible actor. Man, what a resume that guy has, from Bond villains to Miss Saigon to this. He's one of those, like John Hurt, he's just one of those people that you just... Quality arrives when he arrives.
No question about that. I'll give you one that's deep from his filmography. Ronan.
That's right.
Is a deep cut for him.
That's right.
He's brilliant in that as well. You know. So I
remember that. De Niro, wasn't it?
De Niro.
Great car chase in that.
Yeah.
Natasha McElhone was in it as well.
Look at you.
She's gorgeous looking human being.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You and I are we're like that. So, what do you get the most from Game of Thrones fans when you see them, Liam?
It's fair. You know what? And I used to say this to the younger people on the set when we were inundated with people, everybody wanting a piece of you and all that, when it became the cultural phenomenon it was. And it can get tiresome. I'm sure you're well used to it. You know, you're trying to do your day's work and fans come up and all that sort of thing. It's great. What I used to say to them was, I said, if you worked in a bank and at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, you were locking the door and you turned around and there's a group of people outside doing that.
Yeah.
That they applauded you for your day's work.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the best thing in the world, wouldn't it? And I suppose, yeah. I said, well, you're getting it now. Mm-hmm. So enjoy it because it is going to disappear.
Right.
We do a day's work and people applaud us. Mm-hmm. And put us on red carpets and sometimes raise too much money and all that. It's wonderful.
Did they give you any grief about your character's decision making, as if you did it personally? Anything like that happen?
100%. They are so taken in by the story that they want to know. And you have to remember, they invite you into their living room. So you've in a weird way, you've become a friend of theirs, and they're on a journey, and you've broken their hearts, you've made them laugh or whatever. So when they meet you, they're saying hello because they've had you in their house on many, many occasions. Plus but you've no idea who the hell they are.
Plus, you're one of the good guys.
Yes,
you're one of the good guys. Like you were not one of those.
This new character might shatter that delusion.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't be able to dine out on this guy, I don't think.
Well, as long as the dining isn't a red wedding. Hey now, you like that one?
Yeah, very quick.
Well.
He's quick.
I appreciate that. Okay, fantastic. And I can't wait for everybody to see this. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.